This one's going to be a little bit shorter than the Mothclan video, just because there isn't as much information to go over about Antclan. They've had significantly less drama, and frankly, I did not keep track of the story quite as well. So first up is our founding leader. This was Sedgestar, apparently originally named Sedgestar, because that's not confusing at all. Sedgestar was an elder when she became a leader, so unfortunately this was one of the cases where we did not have her for very long. In fact, I'm pretty sure she died within the first moon or two of the clan settling in the National Forest. National Park? National Forest? But I like to imagine that Sedgestar was a firm but caring leader. She led her clan all the way here from wherever it is they came from. She took good care of the clan in the brief time she was there, and her deputy, Blossomstar, was very attentive to listen to her. She had sage advice, and she was very, very wise. A very wise leader to the clan. I like to imagine that they came from a harsher place, somewhere perhaps closer to humans that bothered them constantly. And it was Sedgestar's decision to move the clan here. Not everyone made the journey, and as we know, the clans starting out are pretty small, so perhaps it was a small clan to begin with. But I imagine that they lived near humans, maybe picking off of their trash more often than they would like, because the humans scared all the prey away. So, knowing that she had to rely on either herself or two legs, the decision was clear, and she moved her clan to the National Forest to live alongside Antclan. So here she is. I had a harder time building her. Her kind of over-the-eyebrow markings are larger than the eyebrow pips in Ultimate Edition, but they are smaller than the, what was this, the twin mask? Much smaller than that. So I'm not entirely sure I like how she came out. I like her spots, but I don't think she translated particularly well to Ultimate Edition. Now, of course, like I said, Sedgestar was very old when we got her, and her first few moons in the clan were also her last. She probably barely made the journey herself, and that was that. She got the clan here, and that's all she needed to do. And after that, her deputy, Blossomstar, would take over for her. Blossomstar, now Blossomstar, was the longest-running leader in Antclan. He's also the only Tom leader. He was a bit stricter leader than Sedgestar was. While Sedgestar had sage advice and kind words, Blossomstar sometimes was a little harsher, a little stricter, not necessarily with punishments, but he remembered when you did a bad job. The few times we encountered him with Mothclan, or at least something was reported back to him, he did not take too kindly to our trespasses, didn't take too kindly to our antics at the border, and perhaps rightly so. Mothclan and Antclan had a bit of a tough relationship, especially with the whole rogue thing going on. They had a number of rogues themselves, and while he was, of course, eager to share that information with the other clan, he did not care for how Honeystar handled that particular situation. He was the strictest of all the Antclan leaders, but overall, he was doing what was best for his clan. Now, here he is. He translated a lot better into Ultimate Edition, but ultimately, haha, I'm funny. He's a much simpler design. You know, just basic slate gray, white socks, and the nose and the chest fluff. The chest patch there. Nothing too crazy going on. I think I missed his shoulder scar or his chest scar, so I believe that was supposed to be there. He's of course got the vibrant green eyes that he uses to watch out for his clan. This clip went on slightly longer than I anticipated. My apologies. And finally, the newest leader and current leader of Antclan. Originally running Pelt, also our longest running deputy, these are unintentional puns, I swear. Runningstar, definitely a lot softer of a leader. She's a bit more caring and a little less strict than Blossomstar was. And that's not to say that Blossomstar was mean. Blossomstar was a wonderful leader for Antclan and took very good care of his cats. But Blossomstar had a kind of harder approach to dealing with things like rogues, and that's probably part of the reason. By the time Runningstar became leader, she didn't really have to deal with things like the rogues anymore. She was dealing with overpopulation and just general clan life. If I recall correctly, she's part of a relatively large family, and Blossomstar and Running Pelt were mates. Blossomstar, who was a fair bit older than her, those two were mates, and they had a plethora of kittens. None of whom are particularly notable, actually. Some of them died young. So while Sedgestar wasn't really around long enough to have a family and be related to anyone, Blossomstar and Runningstar were mates while Blossomberry was deputy still. And when Blossomstar became Blossomstar, words are hard, Running Pelt became his deputy. And, of course, when Blossomstar eventually died of old age, a expected death, Running Pelt became Runningstar. And it wasn't an unexpected death, and she's always kind of taken off running. So she guided her clan into a new age of peace now that the rogues were mostly dealt with, and yeah, took off running. She is still Antclan's leader, but she's getting up there in age as well. But she has thus far dealt with everything that has been handed to her, and she dealt it right back. And yeah, she takes off running. So hopefully Runningstar will continue to be leader for several moons to come, but she is getting up there in age, so it may not be forever. No, it may not be forever much longer. Her current deputy, Lizard Whisker, is one of my favorites, and let's not forget that Lizard Whisker is Bluefur's kit. Bluefur being our MothClan's first ever healer, who left MothClan to go be with their girlfriend in Antclan, and then had many healer kits. They were very cute together. So pretty soon here we may have a Lizard Star, but not yet. Maybe I should have included Lizard Whisker in this to pad the video time a little bit, because it's a little short. But thank you very much for tuning in and watching. I hope to talk about Antclan some more and keep better track of them in the future. Here's a good question for you before you go. We are bringing ClanGen back, of course. We're bringing that back this Saturday, 2 p.m. Streaming, don't miss it if you can. But with ClanGen coming back, there's a good question. We know that Tawny Stone and some of the others in the clan are leaving to form their own clan, which I think at this point I have either said or strongly implied will be Beetle Clan. Then who... I mean, of course we love MothClan, but do we want to hear more from the other clans? Do we want to, see more of their stories or spend more time at gatherings to find out more about them? Do we want to see more of that? Do we want to see videos on that? Or do we want to just spend a little bit of time during MothClan to catch up with them? Especially with Beetle Clan, who is made up of former MothClan members. Do you all want to see more of the other clans? Yes or no? Let me know. Just MothClan and Beetle Clan, or all three clans. And I am not doing more than 3 clans. We are not doing more than 3 clans. I'm stopping at 3. It was hard enough to manage 2. But let me know what you think. Do you want to hear more about the clans, the other clans outside of MothClan, how they're doing in the National Forest? Or do we want to stick with just the one clan and leave it at that? But until then, I'm still bad at outros. I'll see you Saturday at 2 p.m. And I screwed up my own outro. Goodbye.